Ladies and gentlemen, they said behind the scenes, Trump is admitting he is losing the presidency. He really didn't have to lose, even if things were going bad. The thing is, it's just his whole handling of COVID-19 and then the protest. And now, instead of signing an executive order that would help the people, he signed some executive order over some damn statues. Man, let it go already. Those relics are dead. When I go past any of those statues, it means zero to me. So this is political, ladies and gentlemen. June 28th, 2020. Donald Trump knows he's losing. The president has privately come to that grim realization in recent days. Multiple people close to him told Politico. Amid the mountain of bad polling and warnings from some of his staunchest allies that he's on a course to be a one-term president. Maybe that's what he wants. At first I thought Trump would be a shoo-in. And if you would have said something to me back in November, December, I would have told you Trump was getting reelected. I'm not so sure anymore. Trump has endured what aides describe as the worst stretch of his presidency, marred by widespread criticism over his response to the coronavirus pandemic and nationwide racial unrest. His rally in Oklahoma last weekend, his first since March, turned out to be an embarrassment when he failed to fill the arena. What should have been an easy interview with Fox News host Sean Hannity on Thursday horrified advisors when Trump offered a rambling, non responsive answer to a simple question about his goals for a second term. In the same appearance, the normally self assured president offered, so he acknowledged that he might lose when he said Joe Biden is going to be your president because some people don't love me, maybe. Wow. You know, Trump's biggest downfall is his lack of empathy. That's his biggest downfall. He just can't do it. And whoever raised him taught him not to have any empathy. He don't have none. And it's taking toll on everything. It's just angering people. You know, he can't even bring the country together, and nor do I even believe he's interested in doing that. That has always been an issue from day one, even with Charlottesville. That was probably the first biggest incident that occurred during his presidency, and his responses, there were bad people on, nice people on both sides. I'm like, what? Just odd, you know? In the hours after the interview aired, questions swirled within his inner circle about whether his heart was truly in. When it comes down to re-election, Trump has time to rebound and the political environment could improve for him. But interviews with more than a half dozen people close to the president depict a re-election effort badly in need of direction. An unfocused candidate who repeatedly undermines himself. Under the current trajectory, Trump is on one of the worst electoral defeats in modern presidential elections and the worst historically for an incumbent president, said former Trump political advisor Sam Nunberg, who remains a supporter. Nunberg pointed to the national polls released by CNBC and the New York Times over the past week, showing Trump receiving below 40% against Biden. If Trump numbers erode to 35% over the next 2 weeks, Nunberg said he's going to face, realistically, 400 plus electoral vote loss, and the president would need to strongly reconsider whether he wants to continue to run as the Republican presidential nominee. Behind the scene, Trump and his team are taking steps to correct course. In the week since the Tulsa rally, the president has grudgingly conceded that he's behind, according to three people who are familiar with his thinking. Trump, who has vented for days about the event. So he got there and people sabotaged him, and he was not able to get the seats filled in Tulsa. He's also held meetings recently focusing on his effort in individual battleground states. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who effectively oversees the campaign from the White House, is expected to play even more of an active role. The campaign manager, Brad Pascal, was blamed internally for the Tulsa rally failure. Some people complained about him trumping that 1 million people had requested tickets, a boast that fell flat when thousands of seats were empty. Yeah, they sure were, because I did see photos of that rally. Pascal has been a target of some Trump allies who argued the campaign is lacking a coherent strategy and direction. But people close to the president insist that, I guess it's safe to be out there, which I don't think it's safe for him to be out there. And I think it sets a bad example that he will go before a crowd. And, a lot of people have been complaining about Trump not wearing a mask. Trump, who visited the campaign's Arlington, Virginia headquarters a few months ago, has told people he came away impressed with the sophistication of the organization. So a longtime Trump advisor, Bill Stepien, is given added responsibility in the campaign, including working with political director Chris Carr and the Republican National Committee on voter turnout. And Jason Miller, a veteran of the 2016 campaign, was brought back to serve as a chief political strategist, a position that had been unfilled. But those internal moves have done little to claim Republican jitters about the president's personal performance. Fox News host, Trump favorite Tucker Carlson, issued a blunt warning on his show this week that the president would well lose the election. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, another close Trump ally, told reporters that the president needs to make the race more about policy and less about your personality. Trump's team insists the president's numbers are bound to improve as he steps up his public events and intensifies his attacks on Biden. People involved in the campaign said they have settled on two main avenues to go after the former vice president, that he's beholden to the liberals who want to do away with law and order. Trump, you don't have law and order in your country because y'all let cops come out here in the public among the citizens and do whatever the hell they want, especially to Black citizens. If you had reforms in place, instead of coming out with new criminal reforms, you should have been coming out with police reforms, and you might have been in a better position now, but y'all don't think like that. Okay, the campaign has begun a massive TV ad campaign after the 77-year-old former vice president, including over his mental capacity and his nearly 5-decade political career, hoping to make inroads with African American voters. Trump's campaign is running ads slamming Biden over his central role in the 1994 crime bill. Yeah, no, all that does is show that neither one of you really should be in office, but Just like there was the choice between Hillary and Trump, and two bad choices. Now you got Biden and Trump again, two bad choices. The commercial are airing an array of states, including Georgia, a traditionally red state, where Trump suddenly finds himself in a fight. The cash flush campaign is expected to remain on the TV airwaves and a host of key states through the election. Veterans of Trump's first presidential campaign likened their current predicament to a nightmarish summer of 2016 when he was um, yeah, you remember the scandals that came up during that time when Trump was running, and then there was a big issue with Hillary's email, and he was harping on that. There was similar fretting in 2016. If it had been accurate, Hillary would be in the White House right now. Joe Biden is the weakest Democratic candidate in a generation, and we are defining him that way, said Trump's campaign manager. Okay. We are 4 months from Election Day, and in the end, it will be a clear choice between the president's incredible record of achievement. Woo, you had to pull that one out of your behind. And Joe Biden's half century of failure in DC. Well, I'm looking at two failures, Biden and Trump. But you know what? If you had to swap them out, let Trump stay there. Nobody's going to bring this place down faster than him. That's the way I see it. The key factor has been that Biden has been able to stay out of the race, said David McIntosh, the president of the pro Trump Club for Growth. Republicans have to start defining Biden and put resources and efforts and consistent messaging behind it. I'm not so sure that's going to work. Trump has made so many blunders since the coronavirus outbreak, and so many blunders when it came down to the protesters, and then when he tear gassed and used horses and all kinds of things and threatened to use the military on protesters and not dealing with why they are out there in the first place. And until Trump start dealing with the things that count and matter to the citizens right now, he's right. He is going to lose. The lack of empathy is going to be his downfall, for real. He needs to do something big for the American people. And he has yet to do it. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.